17:4. More of my opinions and my beliefs. Well, I want to talk about the welfare program. Everybody's always acting up, and these rich people, and it's only the rich people, by the way, which is less than 1% of the population, which is nothing compared to the over 99% population that is poor, and they steal everything from. They want you to believe that the less than 1% of the population are the ones that's carrying the rest of you. They provide everything for you. That you are all an inconvenience to them because you cost them money. Well, you tell me how less than 1% of the population is going to make the whole entire world move and make everything go and make everything work. The truth is what I've always been telling you. You're just slaves disguised as employees. It's just an illusion. And just like the welfare program, they want you to believe that this welfare program is a free handout. Well, it's not a free handout because you pay for that out of every paycheck when you work. You pay in the Medicaid, you pay in the Medicare, you pay in the welfare program, you pay into the Social Security program. All that money was paid for by you the whole entire time you worked in your lifetime, so it would be there when you needed it. But no, they want you to think it's some great big entitlement that you're taking out of their wallets. Well, you're not taking nothing out of your wallet, out of their wallets. They're taking everything out of your wallets. I mean, get a clue between the taxes and all the fines and fees and interest and everything else that they charge you people. Come on, get a clue. Another thing about that welfare program, you got to understand something. They don't let you account for all of your expenses. Like if you have a hard time, say you got a job and you work 20, 30 years, and then all of a sudden that company goes bankrupt, which happens to people every day, and then everything you worked for is gone. So now you go to the welfare to get help to try and keep your property and everything. Well, guess what? Everything you own is an asset. They make you sell everything you own before they'll even help you. And then afterwards, when they do help you, if you got anything left, nowadays, I don't know about everywhere in the United States, but in Michigan, if you get on the welfare program, you're signing a paper when you get on there that anything that you make or anything that you own or anything that you acquire or anything that you will ever have belongs to the welfare program to pay back money that you've already paid in that is supposed to be there for you when you need it. So they're getting paid 3 ways around just on that, not to include when they're making you sick on all these fucking poison products and shit that they push on you. And they own all the big, huge corporations that make all these drugs that are killing you because they're all poison, just like all the poison pesticides, insecticides, and herbicides. It's all genocide. How many times I gotta tell you this? It's all designed to make you sick. And they want to talk about building walls to keep out drugs. The biggest drug problem in the United States right now is the opiate problem that's made by these huge drug manufacturers that these rich politicians are related to and if not own or have stocks in. So it's all their family and friends that owns all these big corporations, because they're all the same. They're all one big conglomerate of fuck you. It's the federal government, it's the president, it's all the other people that work in between there, it's the business, the huge corporations, it's the mega churches, it's this damn fake stock market scam because they control where the prices are on that. They make us throw away 50 to 75% of our food and our medicines, and we got people starving around the world and they want to whine about welfare. Well, quit throwing shit away. Quit poisoning people if you don't want to pay for medical, which you own all the medical companies and you own all the doctors and you own all the hospitals and you own all the medicines that's making everybody sick, so you're making money all the way around. Knock it off. You people need to understand that these guys are nothing but monsters. These men, these women, their children, everything. This children being raised to be more monsters. They're all monsters, and they all need to be taken out of power. There's no reason why these monsters should be in power. This planet belongs to everybody, not one specific color, not one specific religion, not one specific nothing. You're earthlings. You're human beings. The human race. All of you. Get a clue. Evolve. Grow up. Whatever the fuck it takes to pull your fucking heads out of your fucking asses and stop this fucking insanity. Because it's crazy. But what am I going to do? Oh no, I don't know. You don't know. Nobody fucking knows. But you better learn and you better figure it out. You better know. You better get educated really quick. You better shut your frickin' mouth and listen to what people are telling you and open your frickin' eyes and see what's in front of your own face. It's everywhere. And if you're not part of stopping it, then you're part of being the problem. And you need to all be removed. Because we don't need people like you in this society. We don't need people like you in this civilization. You know, you want an advanced civilization, you need to actually act like an advanced civilization. You know, you don't use fossil fuels and coal and oils and you don't use all this nuclear waste and nuclear power and nuclear weapons. You don't go destroy everything. You don't destroy other cultures. You don't destroy other cultures' history or science or their education or their knowledge. You don't destroy that if you're an advanced civilization. Because an advanced civilization is everybody getting along and working together. That would be an advanced civilization. What you have is chaos and madness, greed, lust, racism, pedophiles, rapists, haters, murderers, and thieves controlling your governments, controlling your countries, controlling the world, and controlling all of you slaves. Figure it out. Look at what your bosses are driving. Look at what your big corporate bosses are living in. Look what they got compared to what you got. And they're pulling your weight? Are you kidding me? They're sick of supporting the 99% of the poor? Seriously? And you idiots are buying this shit? Get a fucking clue. That's like saying that say if you got 100 people working in the factory, only one guy's doing the work. And the other 99 of you are sitting on your ass and living off of that one guy. How much do you think that factory would get done? It's the one guy sitting on his fucking ass, and the 99% of you doing all the work, and he's collecting all the money. He's getting all the benefits. He's getting all the riches. He's getting the $60,000 and $120,000 or $300,000 vehicles. He's got garages full of vehicles, warehouses full of vehicles, big fancy mansions worth $60 and $100 million, big fancy yachts worth, 20, 30, 40, $16 million depending on the size. Private islands they can go live on whenever they want for vacation. $100 million plus jets they can fly around. $20 million freaking refrigerators that we gotta pay for to hold their fucking Big Macs and Kentucky Fried Chicken. Like their gold toilets they shit on. Your money under their ass. And they're shitting on you. Get a clue. This world's insane. I cannot believe what is going on. I cannot believe what you humans have allowed this to become. You have turned our garden into a toxic wasteland. And then what little bit of people that were trying to get it straight, you elect another freaking idiot in the office that's even worse than the other ones were, because you got different levels of evil. And this guy's gonna really take out the rest of it. I mean, wow. Get a freaking clue. And you just applaud and clap and hooray and shout and hoot and holler and think it's just the greatest thing in the world and show everybody on the planet how frickin' ignorant you really are. Running around with your little hats and your little shirts with your little sayings about how ignorant you are because you ain't got a frickin' clue of what's really going on in the world because you've been brainwashed just like your mom and your dad was brainwashed and their mom and dad was brainwashed and their mom and dad was brainwashed and so forth and so forth and so forth and so forth on down the line. You're just like a bunch of mice in a maze in an experiment, and we could do whatever we want to you and you'd believe it. You're insane. Oh man, get a clue, man. Like I said the last recording, the amount of brainwashing that they have accomplished on your race is just astonishing. I mean, I have to actually applaud them for making such a perfect imbecile out of all of you. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be that way. But sometimes you just got to put shit right in people's face and piss them off to make them realize you're being made fools of. They might have turned my birthday into the birthday of king and fools. But you're all the fools. Man. Wow. In the kingdom of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Yeah. Your kingdom don't have a one-eyed man. You got a two-eyed thief. You don't have a one-eyed king. You got a two-eyed thief. Sleight of the hand. They make you look over here while they're committing crimes over there. They want to get away with shit. They just frame somebody for it and create a little thing over here or plan a terrorist act or kidnap some poor girl, have her raped and murdered, or some damn public shooting, or damn politicians. They'll even go as far, it's like on... I love these shows. I hope I don't get in trouble for using this name, but Machete. I love Machete, man. Oh yeah, yeah. With Danny, I love Danny. Oh man, he's a good actor. And I love the other one. All of the other ones that played in there too. They all did a good job on that. It might have been a B-rated movie, but it was a good B-rated movie. But look at Machete. Not too long ago, you had this politician that got shot. Now everybody's like, "Oh, poor guy!" And everybody upped his rates. Same thing happened in the movie Machete. It was all set up. Come on, he got shot in the shoulder or some shit. Who the hell is going to shoot him in the shoulder? You got somebody trying to assassinate somebody. They send in professionals. They don't miss. They hit their target, and everybody knows they're going to take a headshot. They're not going to shoot them where they're going to be wearing a bulletproof vest or shoot them in the shoulder where it ain't going to do no damage or nothing other than put them in the hospital maybe. If he even got shot, it might have been all make-believe, a little blood pack in there. They set off with an explosion and a little boom in the background to make it look good. But if he did get shot, who gives a shit? He takes a slug in the damn shoulder, big freaking deal. Or he gets grazed, big deal. If they had a real professional gunman in there that was going after him, which would have to be a professional if you think about it, because you're getting through all these security people, all these police and cops that they got all over the place, and government agents that are all over the place. So this person's got to be a professional hitman, and they're not going to take a heart shot. They're not going to take a lung shot. They're not going to take a shoulder shot. They're not going to take something that a deer hunter would shoot at. They're going to go for the head, because you ain't got a bulletproof vest on your head. It's like anything. You cut the head off, it's dead regardless, even if it's immortal. you still could cut their heads off. They're done. You know, you ain't got a head. What are you going to do? So, wow. And you guys just buy into all this. I mean, it's like you never watched a frickin' movie in your life. You know, they even show you on all the movies and everything. You know, they make movies, but we make movies too. We make documentaries too. We have talk shows, and, you know, we're scientists, and we're teachers, and we're scholars, and we're architects, and we're, you know, a warsmith is what I am, but you could call it God of War or whatever. But we all got our special talents, so, you know, wow. I'm sorry, but wow. I mean, it's pathetic. It's pathetic that you cannot see what is happening. You cannot get a clue of what's going on. And it's right in front of your face. But you're just so brainwashed, I guess, or you're under a spell, or I don't really know what's going on. Because I can't understand why you're putting up with this frickin' crap. You know, that's our frickin' money. All of it is our money. All those weapons they build to kill our brothers and sisters is our money. We got people starving, and they're building weapons to kill other people. We got people starving to death, and instead of feeding those people, they want to build more weapons to kill other people. What does that tell you? Does it give you a clue? You think you might have an idea in the back of your head of what might be going on? Because when they get done killing everybody else, guess who's going to have the fun? Boy, oh boy. Man, oh man. I mean, they've even done it, even in your fake history, because like I've told you, in every lies there are truths. And the truth is usually the foundation. And everything on top of the foundation is usually the lie, and is usually the opposite of what they tell you. But I mean, even in the past history, and I can tell you this just because of my own family, because I'm related to so many different people. I mean, you might as well call me Legion, because I am everybody. I am the American melting pot. I am the frickin' global rainbow. So, you know, my grandma on my father's side was taken when she was a young girl right off the reservation. You know, back then they called it adoption, but actually it was a slavery. They were being sold because she was used as a maid and a cook, and then later given to these people's son as a gift, which he ended up marrying her and ended up being my grandma and my grandfather. But yeah, she was ripped away from her family when she's a child, and her brother was Chief Dan George of and I can't ever pronounce the name of that tribe, and I am so sorry, tribe. I am so sorry I cannot pronounce that name, but they're a Canadian tribe. But actually, his mother was Cherokee. So I have Cherokee blood in me as well. I have his bloodline in me from the first people over there in Canada. And then I have Crow, and I have Blackfoot that's also in me, and I also have Mohican bloodline that's in my blood. But like I said, I've got everybody in there. And also, Native American Indians are actually like a Celtic and Asian mix is what they are. Some of them, there's some different mixes because there's been all kinds of people that's come here, you know, from everywhere. And they've come here forever. Christopher Columbus finding America, that was a joke. America was here way before Christopher Columbus. You guys celebrate Christopher Columbus Day? Here's a funny. This is funny. I want to tell you something. Speaking about your opiate problem that I was just talking about, Christopher Columbus was actually a dope runner. That's right. He worked for the British Empire, but he got the New England Trading, I think it was, or whatever. But anyway, they used to go over to India, and they would pick up opium over there. But China grows opium too, but India has a more premium opium because of their the environment that it grows in. Okay, So he was going to India to actually pick up opium, to take it to China to trade for tea to take back to England. So he got lost on the way to India and ended up going to America, and that's why everybody started calling Native Americans Indian, because he thought they were Indians because he was going to India. So he was calling them Indians, and he wasn't even in India. He got lost, and he was an opium dealer. And you celebrate him on holidays. And you want to build a wall to keep out the drug dealers. The drug dealers are here. They always have been. It's your frickin' criminal government. I mean, come on, people. It's like Louis, what was it, Louis Luciani or whatever. Back during the World War II, supposedly they hired these Italian guys and they trained them how to be an army, and gave them weapons and gave them funding to do strategic attacks on the Germans and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But after the war, Louis Luciani brought all that stuff over here to the United States and actually started the first Italian mafia and stuff. And it was all government-funded money. And a lot of people don't realize that a lot of these government people and a lot of the mob people are the same people. Because, a long time ago, they got the clue, well, if we start sending these guys as kids to schools and we pay for everything, and we pay for their cars, and we buy them cars and buy them houses, and we pay all their tuitions and whatnot like that, when they get older, they get into the government positions, and then we've got people inside the government, just like got people inside the police and the law enforcement, I should say, agencies and stuff. And then in the military, I mean, they're everywhere. We got people everywhere. They got people everywhere. It works the same way. Everybody's got people everywhere. Okay? Oh, boy. And the government spends money on secret organizations, and it's our money on these secret organizations that they don't even know what do, because there's secret organizations within secret organizations within secret organizations. And like back in the Knight Templar days, let me explain this to you, how this works. Because when you belong to a secret organization, or what's so not secret anymore, but when you belong to a secret organization, I'm going to use the Knight Templar for example, because I got a lot of family that's in the Knight Templars and stuff. So, and they still are around, by the way. There's different Knight Templars too. There's a newer version. There's the older version. But let's talk about the original version, the old-time Knight Templars. You see, when you joined in the Knight Templars and stuff back in those days, you had to give up everything. You had to give up all your family titles. So say if you're a king or a prince or whatnot, and you join the Knight Templars and you want to become one of the Knights of the Templar, okay, you have to give up all your family titles. That means you no longer keep your family name. You take a different name. You no longer claim your family heritage. You have to give up all your lands and your wealth to the Knight Templar. That means they get everything that you own goes to them, and you live with nothing anymore. Like I do. Okay? So, when you join the Knight Templars, you also take an oath that you're not going to have any children or anything, because you're supposed to be celibate or whatever they call that. I can't pronounce that word right. But anyway, that's not, bet your butt these guys had sex. They had sex. Yeah. But they just didn't tell anybody, and then they just gave their kids different names, like I told you about with taxes, how names changes, and they change the names with tax. Well, we've also done that with our children through the Knight Templar line. We want other kids. Say we gave up the family name of McGavin, so we named our kids McGowan, which still means Smith. McGavin, McGowan, Smith, all the same name. Smythe, Smeeth, Smite, Smithson. All the same name. McGobbin with an O instead of an A. Same name, the Scottish version. Yeah. A lot of people's got that twisted up. They think it's the other way around. They think it's McGobbin is the Irish version and the McGavin is the Scottish version, but it's actually the other way around. If you really want to know the truth about it, it's all Irish version, because Ireland was first. And then Scotland came later, because Scotland was actually named after an Egyptian queen that came over here, and her name was Scotta. And during one of the battles that we won, in honor of her, we named Scotland Scotland, after her name, Scotta. Now, Egyptian queen, coming from Egyptian, just like the Toftanya that I told you about, the tribe of the Dan, came from Egypt, and they came from Atlantis before that, and like I said before, everywhere else, and before, everywhere around, in between, out and over and under and around, whatever. You know, been around since the beginning of everything. But yeah, so you guys got that wrong. So and just like the song, I want to settle an age-old argument right here while we're at it. You take the high road and I'll take the road, and I'll be in Ireland before ye. Yeah, that's what it is. Ireland, not Scotland. That's right. The song started in Ireland and went to Scotland, but it came from Ireland. So yeah. Anyway. Let's keep talking. What else are we going to think about? What's popping in my head? I don't know. There's just all kinds of things swirling around in there. I got to pick out a subject here and there. Let me get a drink. But I don't know. You guys need to figure this out. You're being lied to. Your history and everything's been twisted. There's still some truth in there. Like I told you, there's truth in every lie. You just got to figure out what the lie and what the truth is. You got to read between the lines sometimes. You can't take everything word for word. A lot of times things are meant in metaphors. It's not a real word. It's not actually what they mean. You think that's what it means, but it actually means something different, and you're just not understanding what the actual meaning is because you didn't understand the concept of how those people thought back then, because they were more primitive or more advanced than you are. Let's take Egypt, like I was talking about the other day on that other record. You go on the wall in one of these pyramids. I'm not going to say which one it is. Most of them, they won't even allow you in anymore. But you go on one of the walls inside there on one of the pyramids. Look it up on Ancient Aliens. They got it. You got to learn something from them guys. Them guys are intelligent as hell. And they got these carvings on the wall, and they're perfect carvings of helicopters and submarines and tanks and planes and rocket ships. They're perfect carvings, but they want you to believe that over time that the decay of the rock surface fell off, and they just happen to fall off in perfect shapes of these vehicles. Come on. Seriously? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Man, I tell you. Their damn lies don't even make any sense. They'll just pull anything out of their frickin' ass and run it by you, and most of you buy it. Oh, good enough for me. Don't make a bit of sense, but it's good enough for you because, most of you don't want to think. I think that's what it is. Most of you are afraid to use your brain. You're afraid to get a concept. You're afraid to get an idea. You're afraid to think outside the box. You're afraid to admit to yourself that the world that you live in is all lies, an illusion, and that you're nothing but slaves. I think that's what it is. Yes, because I study a lot of things. I don't always brag and stuff. I'm not trying to brag and stuff when I'm on here. I just state the truth, but I study a lot of things, and I study law, I study psychology, I study medicine. I've been a lot of things. I'm not going to go through the whole list because it takes freaking forever, because I study a lot. I could read a 500 page book, huge book. I mean, this thing could be 18 inches long and 12 inches wide and 500 pages thick. And I'd have that read in a day, and with time to spare. And I'm not really even that good at it. I suck at, I ain't gonna lie to you, because I've got a lot of brain damage and shit. I got killed in a car accident, like I told you before. Was brought back in another accident right afterwards that actually brought me back to life. And then I was in a coma for a while and all kinds of stuff, but I got a lot of brain damage out of there. So I make a lot of mistakes. I'm not perfect. I'm always messing up my punctuation. I'm always messing up my spelling or my grammar. And, you know, I do a lot of studies. Like I said, I like to study psychology. When you get them people on there, like people on Facebook, man, I'll get on there and you make one little mistake, boy. And, you could have this whole entire article that you wrote explaining intelligent stuff to them that's actually feasible ideas, and it's intelligent. If you're smart, you can understand it, but I guess they're not, because they just, they pick out one little mistake out of the whole entire thing, and they tear you apart over punctuation being wrong, or your grammar being wrong, or your spelling being wrong. Well, in psychology, they do a lot of studies, and in psychology, people that do that, from my understanding, one of my brothers just told this to me the other day, because they all study stuff too. We're like a giant collective. I'm my sisters and my brothers and all of us. I mean, we just learn everything, absorb everything, and we're a collective of knowledge. But he tells me the other day, because he studies psychology and stuff too, and medicine and stuff too, that the study that he read about, that he just went over with, that people that cut you down and antagonize you and discriminate you and attack you and correct your punctuation and correct your spelling and correct your grammar are some of the meanest, vindictive people that there are alive. And we suggest, as being in the field of psychology, that you stay away from these people, because these people are not trustworthy. These people are hateful people. These people are mean, nasty, and that's why they do what they do. That's why they attack you over a simple mistake. It's because they're mentally ill. They have a problem. And that's why I block these people off my Facebook that does this. And I will not be friends or even associate with people that act like this, because this is unbecoming of proper behavior. And they want to let me explain something to you. Let me explain the psychology of bullies and haters and stuff. People are bullies and people are haters because they think you are better than them. So they want everybody else to have a reason to think that you're not better than them. So they will single you out to take the attention off themselves and put it on you, so they can feel better about themselves when it's actually themselves that has their own shortcomings. Just like racists. They're gonna well, let's take, like, certain supposedly different races, might be more well endowed than other supposedly races, but you're all the same race. We'll just go with it. So, they're going to do whatever they can to discriminate you and to belittle you, because you're a threat to their manhood or their womanhood or whatever their mental problem happens to be. But the whole problem is, the only reason there are bullies and haters is because these people believe that they're not perfect themselves. So now they have to go out of their way to make everybody else want to hate you. So nobody's looking at them. But us intelligent people understand that it's them that are the problem. And they are the ones that are imperfect, and not you. Because we love you, but we hate them. We don't like liars or racists. We don't like pedophiles or rapists. We don't like none of them guys. We don't like these thieves being in control, these murderers controlling the country and killing people all over the world, and these senseless wars and stuff. Because they are senseless, because nobody ever dies. Just the vehicle that you're driving dies, your body dies, but you always come back. Just most of you are not trained to remember. I mean, you might remember some things in dreams and stuff. You'll remember stuff. You'll have dreams about, say, back in the cowboy days or something, because you remember in a past life. Or if you don't like to have a tie around your neck, it's because you were hung in a past life. Or if you're afraid of water, it's because in a past life you drowned in a past life. So you're afraid of water in this life because you retain that memory of drowning in your past life. So now you're scared still of going in the water now because what have happened. That's what happens. Or say deja vu, when you dream about a place that you've never been, but then someday you go there and there it is, and it's this place you've been, because it's happened to me too. And you've dreamt about this place for say a decade or over a decade, but you know you've never been there. But one day you happen to, you take a detour. You don't normally go that way, and you end up going down through this detour, and you go through this town that's been in your dream for 20-something years that you never knew that was there, and you know exactly where everything is because you used to live there in a past life. Is why. We all have many lives, many lifetimes, but we all have just one soul, one ka, one spirit, one entity, whatever you want to name it, whatever you want to call it. Your energy, your inner force, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. Just like everybody. Everything has different names. A rose is still a rose by any other name, but it's still a rose just the same. So, figure it out, people. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm sorry, and, but I love you. And I'm an Aries. And I'm just bluntly fucking honest about everything, and I don't care if people hate me. I don't care if you hate me. At least listen to what I'm trying to tell you, because I'm trying to save you. I'm not here to save me. None of us are here to save us. We're here to save you. There is no saving us. This is what we were designed for. This is our whole purpose of being, is to wake you up and set you free. And it doesn't matter how many times that they nail us on crosses, like I've said, or burn us at the stake, or cut our heads off with the guillotine, or with an axe, or hang us from trees, or drown us in the river, or pile rocks on top of us, or assassinate us with a damn gun. It doesn't matter, because we're coming back, and we remember who we are. So, is this an endless cycle of trying to wake you up when you need to wake up because you're running out of time? Because your planets, I explained the styrofoam ball deal to you earlier, about what they're doing to your planet. There's a lot of things they can do with them underground bases, including building great big giant galactic ships to take them to another world. And maybe if you watch some of these sci-fi movies that you think are just science fiction, you might actually see that some of us are trying to give you a clue of what's going to happen. But, you can call us crazy, you can laugh at us, all you want, but you won't be laughing when your fucking ass is frying. I'll be laughing because I won't be the one dying, because I live forever. I am endless. So, laugh away. But you'll figure it out someday, When you're sitting there and you ain't got nothing to eat and the whole entire world is starving because you done ruined the oceans and there's no more food or anything alive in the oceans and you can't breathe the air, and now you got to buy oxygen just to stay alive and walk around with oxygen tanks on your dumb ass. And you're starving to death and you ain't got nothing to eat, and and you're sitting there looking at your kid like, well, I could have another kid, I guess, because that's what happens, and that has happened, and it will happen again. People will eat their pets, they'll eat their kids, they'll eat each other, they'll cut their fucking legs off. Well, I don't really need 2 legs, I'm hungry, so I guess I could eat one leg. You'll do whatever the fuck it takes. It's like an animal when it gets caught in a live trap. Chew its own leg off to get free. You'll do anything to survive when it comes right down to it. But why go there? Why let it get that far? Why you gotta stand there and applaud the end of your civilization? Cheer for the end of your civilization. You just don't make no sense to me. I just don't understand you. I just, how can anybody allow people to cook animals alive? Poor dogs. Man's best friend. That's more racist stuff. Not racist stuff, I'm sorry. That's cruelty to animals, and it's also gender orientation, I should say. Because you notice how everything is man's best friend, or mankind, or man this, or man that. Why not, humankind, and human's best friend, and human this and human that? Because they always separate the females from the males, and they always want you to believe that the males are better than females. But I've told you a million times, it's the other way around. They're better than you'll ever be, so you better treat them as equals, because they're above you. If it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for them, none of you would be here. They are above you. They are more mentally advanced than you are, age-wise. They are more superior in most everything they do. They can take way more pain than most of you can. And they're a hell of a lot cuter. I love them. So, whatever. Get a clue. They're outnumber you. Girls, you're outnumber them. Don't put up with their shit. Cut these fuckers off. Tell them they can't have no sex. Kick them out of the house. Leave. You don't need to stay there and take that frickin' shit. Fuck that. Stand up for yourselves. Rise, my angels. Rise. Take your place in society where you belong. It used to be that everybody took your names, not the males' names. That shit all got twisted and turned around when these fuckers took over. But even some of you were smart enough to put your names in your maiden names in the kids' middle names, so that they could still track their family lines and stuff. Bless you. You made my job a lot easier when it comes to tracking down bloodlines. Bless you. But yeah, it's time to rise, girls. It's time to smack these guys upside the head and tell them, you're done with their frickin' shit, man. You're the mothers. You're the sisters, the aunts, the grandmas, the girlfriends, the wives. Don't put up with their shit. Get done with it. Don't let them get away with this crap. Let them know who boss is. Let them cook their own fucking meals. Teach them how to cook. I can cook. I cook my own meals. I don't make my woman cook for me. I cook for my woman. If she wants to cook for me, that's fine. But I can cook for myself. I don't need nobody to cook for myself. I can do my own laundry. I can clean my own house. I can do all that stuff. Why don't you guys get off your ass and do some of that? My God. Y'all want mommies to take care of you, wipe your ass, and do your laundry, and cook for you, and take care of your little boo-boos. Get a frickin' clue. Girls, don't put up with that shit. Make them worthless fuckers get out there and earn what they get. I don't care. I don't care if people like me or not. I don't care if the other guys like me or not. I love women anyway. So, I like you guys, don't get me wrong. I love all my brothers, don't get me wrong, but I'm not gonna say something that's not right just because, we happen to share the same gender. Maybe not the same race, but we happen to share the same gender. But this is not a guy club kind of thing. This is a reality check. You need to grow your fucking up and act like a civilized person kind of thing, and treat your women like queens and goddesses like they deserve to be treated, because they're the they're the whole reason why your entire race is even here. So, you're nothing but seed and fertilizer. Other than that, you're done. You're asked to sit around, watch football on TV, drink some freaking beers, eat some sandwiches, some chips. These guys carry this thing on, 10 months, actually. They say 9 months. It's actually 10 months, but we'll go with 9 months because, you can't count the beginning. It's like that, you don't know if it's actually going to take or not. So, 9 months, they're carrying all this weight around and fucking putting up with this going through living hell, and then have this thing just rip out of them like the fucking alien on fucking the Alien show. It fucking shit just rips out all over the fucking place. Doctors grab the damn scissors up and rub up there on your old lady's shit and just slits that fucker open so it makes it bigger, so it's got a bigger hole to come out of like it ain't nothing. Just cut that fucker open, man. A good inch and a half, inch and a quarter. Well, of course, I was an asshole. I was an ass first time my old lady popped out of kid board. I told the doctor when he was sewing her back up, I said, hey, well, actually, it was a female doctor, don't get me wrong, because I like females better. But I told her, I said, hey, you think you could throw a couple extra stitches in there for me, tighten that baby up? I'm sorry, girls, but that was just funny. I love joking around with people. That was funny shit. Of course, the old lady didn't think it was funny. She wanted to kill me, but that was all right. She wanted to kill me anyway by the time that baby ripped her way out of there. I'm telling you. Yeah, I tell you, don't ever stand next, boy. She latch a hold of your shit while you're standing next to her, and she got that kid coming out of there. You're gonna be singing a prano for a couple weeks. Let me tell you that. Don't stand close. Watch them hands. You want to give them anything to crush? Give them your hand. Let them crush that. But ooh, be careful, because I'm telling you, they'll grab anything, man. Whoa, my God. You'd be like, ah! Woo, doggies. Yep. Yep. Yeah, let's get off that subject. I don't want to get the ladies mad at me now. But, oh boy. I'm telling you, it is something. And be a man. Go in there and watch your child be born. You made it. You created it. You watch it. Well, you didn't create it. They created it. But, you helped. They actually made it. You helped, though. You got a little 1% maybe, let's say, of the work compared to their 99% of everything. So, but anyway, yeah, you need to figure out that this is not the way it's supposed to be, and I don't know why you want to keep putting up with it. You don't have to put up with it. These people don't need to be in charge. Everything they're telling you is a lie. Everything is designed to put money in their pockets. I mean, all these big old contracts and, guidelines and all this stuff that they got. We can eliminate a lot of that shit. That's just more stuff to put money in their pocket. It's not necessary. It doesn't make the world run. It just puts money in their pocket. And we don't want to put money in their pockets anymore. They've got enough money. Like I said, like 85 people own over half of the world. Well, half that you know of, but over half of the world. And they have over half of the world's riches. 85 people own over half of the world and over half of the world's wealth. And the rest of you people, over 7 billion people, are going without. You're starving to death so that they can fly around in their fancy jets and planes and act like they're the kings and queens that they're not, because they're not. No. It needs to stop. It needs to change. It needs to become something different. We need a new government design. And I've got one. The paying plan. And it'll work. But we just got to put it in action. So, like I said, go on to Facebook. Look up Lee Pan. And my titles are Dr. Reverend Lee Pan, just like my title here is Dr. Reverend Lee Pan. And then look up for my Pan plan. It's posted on my wall. I'm open to the public. It's there for all. Go take a look at it. Take a little read. It's considerably short considering the amount of paper that these idiots use to make all this crap that just puts money in their pocket. My plan puts money in your pocket. Because my plan, I'm going to wipe everybody's debts out in America. In the whole entire world. I'm going to wipe everybody's debts out. But we're going to start in America because, this is the country I live in. We'll start here and we'll work our way out across the globe. The more people will join, the more we go. But we're going to wipe everybody's debts out. We're going to start fresh. Fresh as fresh can be. And we're going to redesign everything. And it's all going to be under the new Global Community Council guidelines and rules, which is going to be way more simplified than what these idiots have, because mine's not designed to take everything you own away. Mine's designed to give you everything you deserve instead. Free education, free medical. You never have to worry about having a home. You will always have a place to live. Because everything, you will always have a vehicle or transportation or a way to go. You will always have food. You will have everything you ever need. And it's all designed as a part of your pay package. So as soon as you turn 18 years old, you go out and live in your own place. You can move out of your mom and dad's house, if you ain't already out of your mom and dad's house living at college. Some people will stay at home, I imagine, and some people will go live in our dorms and stuff that we're going to have set up, or our apartments and stuff that we'll have set up for our students. But it's all going to be free. It's all part. Well, it's not free. It's all part of your package. Because as soon as you become 18 years old, you get a Global Community Council card, and you start getting paid from that day, and you get paid every week, and you'll get paid every week up to the day you die, if you die, because we're working on the aging disease, and I pretty much got it cracked. But yeah, anyway, but you'll get a check every single week. There's going to be money on that card every week, but it's all going to be based on your work. So basically, you're just going to get everything you need, and you're just going to do jobs that we assign you to, or duties that we assign you to pay for what you get. And there's going to be plenty of things. I mean, you ain't never going to have to worry about anything again. You're going to have everything you ever fucking wanted. I mean, there's enough for everybody to have whatever they wanted. These guys got money just sitting in the vaults that they're never ever going to use in 1,000 lifetimes. They just want to look at it. They want to roll around in it. I know. I used to roll around in money too. I was a different person at one time. Like I said, I'm a mature Aries. But I used to be a young Aries. We're really fucked up when you're younger. We're like I told you, we're like fine wine. The older we get, the maturer we get. But also, the older we get, the more awake you become. To when I reached the point to when I realized what I used to be was wrong. And I changed myself to this and become this. And now I'm trying to change all of you. But everybody's got to choose their own paths. I'm just giving you ideas, and you got to actually choose what you want to be. But so I guess I can't say I'm not trying to change you, because that's actually kind of wrong. I mean, I'm trying to get you to evolve in the right direction. Let's put it that way. I want you to evolve in the right direction. Okay. So, I don't know, people. I mean, it's up to you to what you finally do. I mean, you just can't allow this to keep happening. When you get out there and you go to these elections, just come November, 2018 here, when you're going out to elections and putting these politicians back in control, and I'm telling you, it probably don't make a bit of difference because they've been rigging us since 2010. The Republicans have been, and they got in control of the district maps until 2020 because nobody's doing anything about taking it away from them or changing it. So pretty sure, I predicted that the Republicans are going to win, but still, I want everybody to go out and vote Democrat. Just because, as I told you in one of my other recordings, sometimes you got to take the lesser of the two evils. And right now, that would be the Democrats, because the Republicans are the ones that are really fucking shit up, boy, and giving themselves tons of money and taking stuff away from the poor. And that's us, the 99%. So the Democrats are willing to do anything to get favor back in our eyes to them. So that could work for us. But come 2020, either we're going to change the government system or this old boy is going to rise up and become a politician. Because one way or another, we're going to change this world. And we're going to set things back the way it should be. We're going to turn this planet back into a garden. We're going to get rid of all that darn pollution and all them damn huge corporations and all. And I own a corporation. Many things. Yes, I am. I could sit on the board of $1 billion corporation. I could run multi-million-dollar construction jobs with thousands of people being coordinated under my thumbs. I could be the bum across the street watching everything you're doing and you're laughing at me and not paying attention to what I'm seeing. I can be anything. I could be the military man standing next to you. I could be the officer. I could be the politician. I could be the butcher, the cook. I could be the butler. I could be the chauffeur. I could be anything because I've been trained to be everything. So, we're everywhere. We're the males and females that you cheat on with your wives, and your husbands. We're the husbands and wives. We're your closest friends. We're your priest. We're your doctors. We're your nurses. We're your cab drivers. Your jet airplane pilots. Your space astronauts. We're everything. We're everywhere. We're everyone. So, we're your technicians. We are the ones that set in the missile launch codes. We are everybody. We are hackers. We have everybody. Well, you call hackers. Just another label. So, I don't know. One way or another, things are going to change. Like I said, right now, I'm walking the path with the homeless people again. I'm living in my van. It's winter. Winter's coming. Getting cold. But I walk with my people. I live with my people. And I've lived in every situation, on every level. I've done government jobs and I've done regular jobs. I've done everything. I'm in everywhere. I'm everywhere. I'm everything. I'm everyone. So, you need to join. Anything that's right, you'll know. Anything that's wrong, you'll see. It's plain as day, and if you can't, no offense to the blind people, but you're blind if you can't see what these monsters are doing on a daily basis. So, figure it out. I love you. Take care.